was introduced to fishing at a very young age. Back in Europe, southeast of Poland, probably must have been about 5, 6 years old. Starting with a typical, bamboo stick, probably with a cheap fishing line tied to it, a hook line, and probably a worm found nearby, because that's all we had. But it was an immense fun and experience. Growing up, being able to fish on small wild rivers, ponds and lakes that we had an abundance of where I was living. And so the passion grew from there. The fishing became a little bit more serious. The fish started getting bigger. The techniques became a little bit more improved from a bamboo stick and a fishing line tied to it, suddenly to an actual fishing rod and a reel. Rig tying came a long way as well. And so the passion and the techniques grew with it. It was a phenomenal time of my life. I enjoyed it immensely. Being able to do it by myself as well as with friends of mine. I mean, it was an absolute blast. I think this is how I got, pun intended, hooked on fishing. It was from a very young age, not only the fishing itself, but the camaraderie with buddies, friends of mine, at a very young age. To be able to do and enjoy those days, especially those summer days, it's an absolute blast. So there has been sort of a gap in between me moving stateside over 20 years ago, where at that point I have been tournament fishing back home in Poland with quite a good amount of success. The carp fishing and fishing in general has been taken up seriously by me by then. So it was quite a change when I came over here stateside, not being able to right away go fishing the way I wanted to because there was a shortage of knowledge of the local waters. Didn't know really where to go, who to speak with, who to ask for advice. And so for a number of years, the carp fishing that I have been doing have been limited to making it an event, going on St. Lawrence River, going by Canada, do those known waters, okay, and finding spots over there. But those has been, a few in between up until several years ago, when I started, taking it up much more seriously again, just scratching that itch from the past, basically. I have been fishing consistently for the past, probably 35 years. But again, the amount of angling that I have been doing during that period right after moving stateside has been definitely more limited. So I am glad to be back in the game doing what I love and at the same time serving others as we speak. It's been phenomenal. I mean, Carp Angler was born out of two things. One was obviously a lifelong passion of carp angling, and two, a sheer necessity. I mean, I think many of you will share the same frustrations over the years that stateside we've been dealt a shorthand when it comes to the selection and the options that we have for acquiring gear over here. Many of us have been reaching out to UK and Europe in general to source the products that we actually want to do what we love. And so late last year, an idea popped into my head, asking myself, why not open a Carp Angler shop? Why not give yourself another ounce of stress day to day, right? I mean, I have been a business owner for the past 15 years. The company that I own runs and operates several different both brick and mortar and e-commerce shops that are absolutely massive online. And so I knew I had the formula to have a good chance of doing this successfully. Obviously every market and every store is different, but the formula was there. So it seemed like a low-hanging fruit to try and attempt to do something that really hasn't been done quite well stateside for the carp anglers. And given that, again, all the businesses that I own are passions and hobbies of mine, being aquatics, sporting industry, manufacturing, and then obviously the Carp Angler store. It has been, I think, a long time coming, and it has been a very fulfilling experience. You know, why just continue complaining that I cannot source the products that I want here? If I have the ability and the know-how to do this myself, why not give it a go? And that's exactly what we've done. And again, we've done it in the short period of time, thanks to the formula that we have and the established business model. And here we are 5 months later, making quite a bit of a splash. We've breached, US market pretty well, like that huge common early in the morning. And yeah, we're busting through, things are looking up and up, and we plan on continuing that. It's been no secret, we have been growing like on steroids. What we do is a lot of what I call guerrilla marketing, where we go all in a short period of time, and we try to make as much splash as possible. That has been working for us. We have seen a tremendous growth in the first 5 months that we have been in the market. What helped tremendously also is the fact that I have flown to the largest European carp show early this year in the Netherlands. There's just something different about being able to speak with all the vendors personally, shake that hand, talk to the man face to face, eye to eye, and have a coffee and a conversation or a cold one with them. So we have been received, I have to say, with an open arms by the European market. I think that they are slowly starting to recognize the US as a carp market, carp angling market, the need for it, and the sheer size of this. I understand that we are in the infancy stage as a market itself. Not just our store, but the market itself. But that is changing. The wind of change is definitely blowing, and this is already noticed by the vendors that we are working with, just by the amount of business that we already do with them. So those that had an idea, wanted to jump at that US market when they spoke with us in person in Netherlands at the show firsthand. Others are already taking notice. So things are definitely changing for the better, and it's all thanks to the fact that we are going there, speaking with people, letting them know firsthand what the US market looks like. We're giving them an honest outlook of what to expect in the years to come, and it seems like more and more of the big companies want to get on the front foot with this. They don't want to be caught with their proverbial pants down, especially when we're talking about the size of market that the US has to offer. We might be smaller to them at the moment, but the growth is exponential what is happening at the moment. Okay, in the next several years, I foresee huge positive changes for all the anglers in the US. So we have just about everything here, but there will be even more, right? So the cool thing is everything is organized, it has its location, mapped in the system, so whenever you place orders with us, it is easy to pick, it is quick to pick, and that's why our orders ship typically the same business day if you place it early enough, just to give us enough time to pick it, pack it, and ship it. Other than that, it goes out the next day. We are slowly becoming really known for delivering the orders quite speedy. But this is one of the reasons why. Everything has to have a name, precise location, and be mapped in the system. So yeah, everything and anything you can think of will be here. Obviously, storefront in the front has X amount of inventory, but everything else will be found here. Any overstock, plus many more items than we can fit in the storefront, will be found here. Things tend to be organized by the brand, whether it's Ruben Heaton, Thinking Anglers, Solar, Gardner, you name it. We like to have it grouped. Obviously there will be some exceptions to it, especially when items are bulky, but we like to be organized as you see. So that's right. We don't want to just take the common goods and sell it to you as you know them. We want to get on the front foot of it and design some new items. Bait being obviously the primary target over here. We started working with DT baits in UK first on several different things. One of them that already is in our store is a hard hook bait, an extremely popular bait, muscle-based, called Carp Angler Muscle Supreme. 22 mils hook baits. They have been absolutely flying off the shelves. Mussel flavored boilie is nothing new, but a hard hook bait that allows you to keep it on the hair for quite longer and avoid, nuisance fish much more than a traditional boilie. And we decided to take the knowledge of our waters, our carp angling in the States, which is slightly different than in UK, but work with the experienced UK manufacturer that have been doing this for decades. We combined those expertise together and we came up with the product that is absolutely phenomenal. So that's just one example coming from across the pond in UK. Now, stateside, we decided to work with as many small businesses as we possibly can. We want to support them. We don't want to just take all the spotlight. We want to take as many smaller businesses, use our expertise in marketing, and bring them to light. Because we think, looking at the large picture, this is what needs to happen in US. Okay, join forces with other brands in US, push them as much as possible, and let's do it for the greater good. So, we obviously have Trilogy carp baits that we are offering, phenomenal products to be honest, and phenomenal ownership. We are working with Thomas and Carp Max. Obviously everybody knows that those are quality baits. So we are actually bringing some changes now. Carp Max, for example, everybody typically is allowed to buy those 10-pound bags at a minimum. We work with Carp Max to make sure that we exclusively at the moment are able to get those packaged in 2-kilo bags, which is 4.5 pounds. So this is a big game changer if you think about it, because quality boilies are not the cheapest, and to be able to buy them in half the quantities now allows customers to spend less money, get more variety. That helps the angler, it helps the business, it helps the manufacturer. But it took us to come to the market and start pushing some changes. Now, aside from that, we started working with Proline Baits, also a US-based manufacturer, to create a custom boilie or 2 or 3, which we are at the moment about to reveal in the coming days up to a week. We are fully aware that financials of it are very important. We want to make sure that we offer the best prices for the customers possible. And with that being said, we're the only ones, I think, anywhere, not just in US, offering flat $5 shipping per order, which is to many mind-boggling. But again, with the help of the other existing businesses that we own, we are able to use the volume that we have to get those shipping costs down. And then of course, a lot of it we do eat up, meaning subsidize, but at the end, we are still a for-profit business. We just believe in a fair approach where the business has to make money to survive, but we also don't have to be quote-unquote piggish and absolutely, make money on the shipping alone. There's a happy middle ground always there somewhere, and I believe we have found it. With that being said, the set boilies that we just designed with Proline Baits in the United States, we decided to take a completely different approach. I decided that I do not want to create the next cheapest boilie or just another run-of-the-mill boilie. We decided to do something opposite. Let's create the best boilie that we possibly can with absolutely top-notch ingredients, which essentially will make it the most expensive boilie in America, and I believe in the world. So we have done that. The next, we took those boilies and we started testing them. The results that we've had were absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, we compared those boilies to other boilies. We've done a really extensive testing. It seems that it have worked tremendously. Everybody knows in principle that the higher the quality of the boilie, the better the chance of landing quality fish. That's not to say that you cannot catch beautiful carp or a huge carp or few kernels of corn. We're just saying, statistically speaking, there's a higher chance of you getting quality fish if you're going to fish with quality boilie or pre-bait with quality food source bait. And so we have done that, but that's coming out in a few days. Everybody sit tight. By the time the video is out, I'm sure the boilie is out. And yes, let's see how you're doing on those. The results should be similar to what our testers have been experiencing. I'd like to send a little bit of a message to all the carp anglers in US, both those who are already customers, also to those who are following us, and those who are customers to be. We thank you for your support. It really has been tremendous. Whether you are supporting us through making direct purchases, whether you are supporting us through following us online, or simply sending words of encouragement and holding off on the purchases yet, it all matters to us. This is obviously a lifelong passion of mine, carp angling, but the amount of support and outpour of it that we have been receiving for the past several months is absolutely insane. That was unexpected. It's very humbling, and I want you to know that we take all of your feedback to heart. Good, it's been massively good, massively positive. Any feedback though that you have for us, we take it very seriously. Customer service to us is of utmost importance. You can call us, you can reach us on a live chat, you can email us. I myself am available pretty much to everybody all the time. Make sure you keep that in mind, because I know how important customer service is when dealing with carp angling, and I want you to know we are here for you. We're trying to come and make a positive change in the entire market, which I think will benefit all the anglers, like myself and all my friends included. I know what the shortcomings were in the US market when it comes to carp angling. We're still taking feedback, but we are keenly aware of what we need to change. It doesn't take that long to make that change. We've done tremendous work in the past 5 months alone. Imagine where we will be at the end of the season or beginning of the next one. The amount of inventory that we were able to acquire and make available in that short period of time is insane. But this is what we do. This is what we do. Carp angling is what we do day to day, all the time. We will not stop. Keep following us. Keep supporting us. We need you. We need that. But those dividends will pay back multiples. I promise you that. And remember, CarpAngler.com is the only shop that has a brick and mortar store for carp anglers only in the United States. There are many shops that do a combination of very different species, I would say, but we are one of a kind because this is all we do. And again, CarpAngler.com, $5 flat rate shipping for every order, no exceptions. And again, thank you for everything.